What is going on, guys? I am Jaye Black. Shout out to everybody that is tuning in. I do appreciate it. I want to talk about something that's very disturbing, and we're going to have commentary here. This is what y'all love about my content, is that I'm going to be as real as possible. I'm going to be as honest as possible, especially about this George Floyd situation. For those of you who didn't see it, I went live when the situation first sparked off. I did a live stream. Okay, shout out to everybody that watched it. I'll put a link in the description, and I talked about the situation. I also included, John Boyega and the comments that he made that went viral. Calling out people who are hateful and don't like melanated people. But anyway, but I want to talk about something else that's really disturbing. Is that you have black women, okay, who are talking about debating whether or not they want to support George Floyd because he's dating a Caucasian woman. And we've seen these particular conversations before. And it just shows you that there is a divide between black men and black women that will probably never be repaired. Now, I'm not talking about all. So don't tell me in the comment section you're talking about all. I'm not talking about all. I'm talking about what I'm seeing and viewing. The disturbing trend of these melanated women debating whether or not they should support a guy who basically went out the way that he did in the circumstances that he did because you don't like who he's dating. I mean, that's just like me saying I shouldn't support a black female because she's dating a Caucasian guy. And when something bad happens to her, I'm debating whether or not I should support that person. But you got a lot of this hypocritical talk going on, which is why a lot of these people who are having these type of discussions, they don't get anywhere in life. They don't have a life. They're not with anybody who loves them and cares about them. They're just a fetish for whatever guy they're worshiping who's non-melanated. And we all know this. This is why the feelings of hurt is permeating through the conversations that these females are having, especially the ones who claim they've divested. But I just think it's hypocritical outrage. And I think the outrage from all of us who are black needs to be at what happened to this man who was innocent in this particular situation. Now, I do appreciate the fact that the officer in question was arrested and charged. I'm all for that. I support that. Now, I don't support looting your own community. I don't support that at all. You have black men crying tears because of what has happened to their businesses at the hands of people who look like them. I don't like to see it at all. That's a visual that will never go away. But I just don't like this fake outrage at these guys who are dating another race of woman. Mind you, George Floyd is a guy who's a bit older. I mean, he's probably dated tons of women, tons of melanated women. Okay. I don't think he had a disdain towards them. I don't think he's made comments about them that I know of. But for you to claim that your support is optional, that you're gonna pick and choose who you support, we could do the same thing, but you wouldn't like that because we have to support you no matter what your ideology is, your leanings politically, who you like to date. We're just supposed to support you no matter what. That's not how it goes, okay? And the one thing that social media has done, it has exposed the mental illness that is rampant with black people. There's just a mental illness there, okay? There is an elevating other groups of people over your own, writing books about how to get them, how to fit your life to get their attention, and that's a mental illness. When you debate whether you want to support black men or not because of who they're dating, that is a mental illness. I don't care what anybody says. And I tweeted this, and I'm probably going to have the tweet in the video. Shout out to everybody who ratioed it and responded to it. Got a lot of response to it. I talked about how the ethnic origin of his girlfriend doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Why does it matter who he's dating with, who he's dating, and who he was sleeping with? Why does that matter so much? Do you dislike melanated men so much that you have to look for reasons not to support them? Once again, we have mental instability that's rampant. These same women who are saying these things about George Floyd are the same women who are raising sons. And I do feel bad for them. I truly do, because of the type of woman that is raising them. Okay. And then they wonder why these guys grow up and not want to date black women. I wonder why. I think there are a lot of black men, either celebrities or just your average everyday guys, who get unfairly criticized for dating out. You know, they say that we get upset, you know, when they date out. We're so angry. We're staring them down. We're approaching them. Why are you with this guy? Those are stories that's something you see in a movie, man. None of that is happening, man. Melanated men have so many dating options right now. They don't have to go to those lengths in order to get your attention. I think it's the opposite. I've seen chicks who will be with non-melanated men staring at me or staring at the black men around, hoping and wishing that we cared, and we didn't. You know, there are plenty of other women to deal with. We can't worry about one or two or three different women that we don't know when there's plenty of other women that will be worth our time and attention. That's where I'm telling you the mental instability comes into the situation. Especially, in another point, the cherry picking of who to support when they're no longer here. You know, it's just weird, man. It's just weird to see what has become of these women like this, who have this mindset that they have to cherry pick who they support. You either support somebody or you don't. Well, you know, just say you don't. Don't debate it. Don't cherry pick it. Don't have a powwow, a think group. If you don't support somebody, don't support them. And what's funny is that there are probably melanated women who probably wouldn't even want to date him. So why are you caring about who he's in a relationship with? Focus on your relationships. Focus on building your own happiness. Why are you so concerned about a guy who you don't know? You want to cherry pick your support? Okay, don't support at all then. Okay, don't protest at all then. But we all know that's not going to happen because you want, you know, social media validation. So you're going to retweet, you're going to comment, and you're going to shame other. You know what's crazy? You know, as I speak of me recording this video, I saw that Lil Wayne was going viral because he basically said that instead of blaming just other groups of people, we need to look in our own and look at the decisions that we have made and the choices that we are making and what we are doing, like looting and destroying our own communities. And there are a lot of people that didn't like that. And I saw a lot of melanated women upset at him, making fun of him, clowning him, but y'all just canceled him. You know, why does his opinion matter? As a matter of fact, someone tweeted, you know, why does it, you know, he should stop talking about political topics. Okay, we'll tell all these rappers and athletes to stop speaking on political topics then. But I guess if it's a political topic that you agree with, you know, a political leaning that you agree with or observation that you agree with, you're okay with it. I think that the melanated community is fractured beyond repair, to be honest with you, due to what I am seeing, not only in my personal day-to-day dealings with black people, because we can't even say hi to each other. So as far as building communities, that ain't gonna happen if you don't have like-minded people who have the same thought process as you. You cannot build something that you're tearing down all the time. You're tearing down your own people. You're disrespecting your own people. You're cherry picking who you want to support. That's not how you build a community. You need to have a code, and we don't have a code. It's everybody for themselves, but we want to come together on social media when one of these situations happen and create all this outrage, and we do nothing with it. What are we going to do with this outrage? How are we going to make it to where it could benefit us? How are we going to make this situation benefit us? How are we going to put ourselves in a position to where the next generation of Black people grow up in an environment that is not only safe, but an environment that is strong, an environment that is about teaching and growing a generation of intelligent people who are going to be able to go into the world, and they're going to be able to build for themselves and for their own communities. But without honor and decency and code amongst your people, without treating each other with respect, without pushing out the people who aren't good for your progress. And that's one of the things that people don't understand. If you don't push out the people who are going to make things miserable, they're going to continue to flow in and out of your communities, causing nothing but havoc and chaos. I think that it is absolutely ridiculous that the amount of vitriol for melanated men that is out here. And it ain't just the women. You got a lot of these simps. You got a lot of these, these cape wearing, males who are out here being disrespectful towards melanated men as well, because they never had a father in their life. They're fatherless. They only known the upliftment of women. They only known of siding with women in any and every situation. They don't really know how to be real men. They're defending men going back to the plantation and being pushed around by women like it has been acceptable in our society. It's still acceptable. If you look at TV and you look at the commercials, you look at certain movies and television shows, especially the men that are married, they are pushed around the most. But you will still have these married males telling you that you need to go back to the plantation and be mistreated, to be basically used until she's ready to move on. And honestly, we do have a lot of ignorant people around us that look like us. We need to separate ourselves from them. We need to separate ourselves from them as much as possible, because they're no good for us and they're no good for real progress.